me as the Dolphins. This football team. Take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. Is in control. We're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. We're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. There you go, Saito, you ass.
Beautiful rendition of the Miami Dolphins fight song.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was a bet that I had made with Saito last time, so I had to sing that. I apologize in advance.
That was a great
well,
song.
we're back again. This is another episode of Dancer and the Doll.
Number 3.
Episode number 3, yes indeed. Right now on my phone I'm pulling up a application for you iPhone users that will allow us to do a power hour. So every time you hear that ding, we're going to be taking a shot of beer. I'm just going to take one out of my can for now. But as always, we do have a little bit of an agenda here. I had to do that stupid fucking fight song.
Because Benny beat you again.
Because he did. And so we kind of have some bits that we want to go through here. The first one, I want to call some attention to this Legion of Doom, if that's what you want to fucking call yourselves. But no one in any way is afraid of this Legion of Doom. I mean, I've read some of the comic books from the past here. They're actually a fairly terrifying group, is what they're supposed to be. And you have Will, Saito, Stika. Is it Stika or Stika? I've heard both ways now.
Jif, peanut butter.
Jif.
As Ben pointed out. That's it.
And Keith.
The Prophet Rosiah, as Will calls him.
Yeah. I'd like to point out to everybody that this group of fucking morons has a total of 1 playoff victory in Madden 13.
You've got to be kidding me!
And with that victory was Jeff Stika beat GRB in Season 1.
Season 1, yep.
Is anybody fucking impressed by that? Because I certainly am not.
GRB is one hell of a Kia salesman, I will tell you that. And he does have a mediocre passing offense.
No, he does not.
It's not, I mean,
does he still have Alex Smith?
No, he's got Matt Schaub. Or you have Matt Schaub. I don't know, he's got some fucking other guy. Who knows? He's not great.
He's not even mediocre.
He's not very good.
He's awful. He had the #1 pick last year, and if anyone is want to think that he tanked his way to get that pick, realistically, he was worth maybe another 4 wins that season. I mean, he's not any good.
He made the playoffs Season 1. You gotta give it to him. Even though he made the playoffs kind of like you did. Sending your way
What do
in.
you mean? Which time? Because there was one.
Moving on!
But anyways, with this Legion of Doom, now you have someone like fucking Bentley who wants to join this league. I mean, is anybody more fitting? Seriously, a perennial loser, and we'll get to Bentley in a minute when we go through some of these teams here. Bentley does not have a user win in Season 3 here. I want everybody to know that.
You've got to be kidding me!
He has 1 win, but it was a sim win against Keith. So he fits right in with that group. They're a bunch of fucking losers.
Yeah,
Can't beat anybody.
I think Will right now, he just lost to Woolworths earlier today, I saw.
Yeah, I mean, and you want to call attention to fraudulent records and things like that. I mean, yeah, my 12-4 season in Season 1, sure, you can call that some fraudulent things happened in that season. But Will played against Cooney and he loses. He played against Woolworths and he loses.
Yep.
His 6 wins are against fucking nobodies.
He hasn't beaten anybody. He's really just beat up on bad players, and then he's lost to the better players.
Yeah,
I would put him at the top of like the mid-tier guy. Like he's good enough to beat the rest of the people, but when it comes to like a real competition,
like
he doesn't have it.
Like me.
He did. Yeah, you beat him twice in a row. That's sad because you're terrible. Like I say every single time, but you're terrible. How you beat anyone, I don't know.
I don't need it, but it happens. So we're about what? We 2/3 of the way through Season 3 here now.
Well, we're like halfway done with the regular season, and obviously we had playoffs, but you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I'll be there.
No, I mean, you could possibly get a wild card spot No, but with Marcus winning that division right now, you have Mace looking at that second wild card spot, and there's no way you beat Mace for a wild card spot.
I don't plan on getting a wild card spot. So if you want to jump in,
mark it down.
Yeah, and we'll go right into what we're gonna do. We're just gonna break down the divisions this time. We'll save everybody the pain and agony of breaking down each individual team. We'll just go by divisions this time. So we'll start with the NFC West if we want to. I'm gonna win that division.
Okay.
You know, I understand that you're thinking you have a good team. I've seen you play. It's not impressive. You don't have a lot to go with. You make terrible choices. You're not an impressive player.
But here's the thing. I just played against Greg yesterday.
So you beat Powerhouse Rams?
See, and that's what I'm getting to. My division is no good.
No, it's terrible.
Justin Coons is not what he used to be. Sticke is as fraudulent as I am. Either one of us we're about equals, except when we play each other and I beat the shit out of them.
I know. There's no point to even talk about the NFC West because you're so delusional about your own team.
Incorrect. Sticking with the NFC, we'll go to the NFC North. Right now I have Carl winning that division, but Williams has certainly made it interesting.
Yeah, if Williams had a better quarterback, I definitely think that he could make a deeper run into the playoffs. He's got a really good team. He's got a good defense. He runs a weird kind of almost like he shows blitz on all of his plays. It looks like, but then everyone drops back in zone. It's a tough offense to pass on. He's got really good user skill.
They'll both be in the playoffs either way. So in a way, it doesn't really matter who wins that division. But
I mean, you have the other two opposites. You have Carl, who's more of seems like he wants to take the top off the defense at all times. Where he's trying to dig and dunk and get there, run the ball and that stuff. Where at both times I played Carl, he's trying to go over the top pretty much exclusively.
And I fell victim to Carl recently. Those of you who
how'd that controller
saw
work
my
out?
post on the thread, I busted my first PlayStation controller. Fucking Carl kept passing to Javid Best, and he finally hit him over the top when I had him fucking double covered, and I whipped my controller across the room, and it broke, and ended up having to quit. So. And it was only 24-7 at the time. So I mean, and it was at the very end of the third quarter, so it wasn't like I was getting beat against you or something like that.
Yeah, but the thing is this year's more. I think this year's more about offense. Like if you can score, it's a lot easier to keep up with people or to play than it is for defense.
True.
Because I'm not the best defensive player in the world, but
no,
I know that I can score and I can score quick and I can score often. So all I need to do is I need to get at least one turnover here, one turnover there, and then the whole game will change based upon because it's all about scoring. It's easier to get offense XP for your offense than it is for your defense.
Yeah, true.
So.
Yeah.
The offenses are way better this year than the defenses are, and it's not even close.
Yeah. It's one to go back here, we'll round out the NFC North. I mean, Hetland, he's out of it. He was absolutely been
Took Carl to OT.
So what?
Took Carl to OT.
Yeah, and he's 3-4, and he's not going to be any chance of relevance ever again. He's not gonna. He had a shot last season, and it's over now.
Yeah, he had a good.
And Blue Darn is never going to be a factor, but.
Not with a white running back, you're not gonna. No, that's your problem right there. No.
Went to Rambus Bowl 1. Lost to Dusty in OT.
Went to Rambus Bowl 1.
Let's claim the fame.
And that's more than I can say for myself. So
that's a little Rambus League history for us there.
Absolutely.
Let's go on to my division, the NFC South.
NFC South, the worst division in the entire league except for one player.
Well,
okay.
I think it has a better record than your division. Besides, I mean, you got GRD and Points. They're both 4-4. Hoffman can't fucking beat a baby right now. That
Hoffman
guy
is so bad. And I'll give this to Hoffman because I don't want to give him credit where it's not due because he's absolutely the worst player in this entire league. But he was gracious in defeat because I got to play him this season and I beat the living shit out of him. But
he is never gracious in defeat.
But
he is never.
But he was.
Oh my God,
but he was
so
against
funny.
me. He'd text me right after. He's like, "Good game, man. I just couldn't have my shit going."
Oh,
I was like,
literally, I get like 6 or 7 text messages and they're like,
sham him down.
"Fuck you, you stupid asshole. Do something else with your life."
You request me to kick Kenny out of the league like once a week.
And I feel bad. And then I remember, it's like, he's just going to send me these pissy text messages. So then I just keep fucking pounding him.
See, and I didn't get that from him. I don't know.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. The Affliction t-shirts beside. But hey, we all have our flaws. You can't all be winners.
I love that one.
And I don't want to, toot your horn more than...
I toot it myself.
Yeah.
Toot it, motherfuckers.
Currently, you are 8-0. I don't see anyone having at all a chance. If anyone's going to have an undefeated season in this league, this is the time that it's going to happen.
No,
It's
I
either gonna
got
happen this
Mace.
season-
Hopefully, I play Mace tonight. Mace always plays me really tough. He's got a good team.
No,
He's,
he
from
does
top
not.
to bottom, he's got one of the best teams in the league.
Absolutely not. That's an absolute
Okay.
false statement. He's got a terrible quarterback. This happened. I beat him in Week 17 last year.
I'm just saying.
He's Nick Foles.
If you look
He is
at
awful.
Nick Foles, season 1 Nick Foles, not great. What Mace has done with Nick Foles, he's better than your quarterback.
It was Week 17 last year until now. There's not much change that's happened.
I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's a lot. I would take Nick Foles over Matt Ryan.
Me too.
You're just fucking saying that to get me going. That's all it is. Because it's
Absolutely
there's-
not.
It's an absolute lie. That's all
Marcus,
it is.
I did play Marcus again this year. Marcus's one loss did come from me. He runs a really weird defense, and he cannot handle pop-up kickoffs. He just can't handle them. He doesn't know what to do. He's so confused. His guys are dropping balls, and
And this is my thing too, and I don't want to completely go back on what everything I just said about Mace. I think that's Mace's division until Marcus beats him because they have not played each other this season yet.
see, here's the thing: is that let's say they split this year, Marcus is going to take that division because that's just the way the records are going to go. Because Mace lost to Cooney this year. He lost to some loss. Who else did he lose to? Carl. Carl squeaked one out too.
Carl beat him this year.
So I mean,
But at the same time, I mean, this is to go back on it. I guess kind of flip flop on Mace here as to whether or not he's a contender. If you want to be a contender, you got to beat somebody like Carl. You got to have that signature win, and he just doesn't get those.
no, Mace is good.
He beats the teams that he's supposed to beat, but when he gets faced with a challenge like Carl or you, he's not going to win.
No, Mace is
I'm
good.
just letting you know when you play Mace later today, you're going to beat him by at least 3 touchdowns.
No, I don't think so. I don't know if I keep having more beers. Although I did blast the shit out of Sticka week 1 by like 70, and I was just
Yeah.
a case of Molson down, just killing it.
And the other 2 teams in the NFC East are absolutely terrible. We have Sly Stone, who I actually wanted to look this up here. I want to throw out a nickname for Eric Sylvester. Cobra.
Cobra.
If anyone's ever seen the movie Cobra with Cobra Cabretti,
I have no
played
idea.
by
What you're
Sylvester
talking.
Stallone.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But it sounds awesome. Let's go with it.
Yeah,
Cobra Cabretti?
Cobra Cabretti. I looked this up on IMDb.com. If this is some fun.
People
facts for you
unfamiliar
guys.
with websites?
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. IMDb.com. This movie won 6 Razzie Awards, including Worst Movie, Worst Actor, Worst Actor. I mean, just won all like everything.
Wow.
So, and I want to give him that name because he's one of the worst in the league.
But he's not the worst. That would be Hoffman. I don't know how he plays with those tight shirts around his arms all the time.
He beat Hoffman in the Who Sucks More Bowl.
That's true. That's true. That's fucking bad. And then you got Lockwood 1. Still don't know his name. Don't care to learn it because you won't trade me anybody. You asshole.
Lockwood 2.
That's Lockwood 2?
Lockwood
Yep.
2,
That's
yes.
Lockwood 2. Whatever.
Yes.
Lockwood 1 seems like a nice guy.
I squeaked out a sim win against him this year.
I tried to get his rookie safety and he would not budge.
See,
I was
that's his
throwing
shit,
out
too.
some. I was throwing out some big fucking
He doesn't
big
do
boppers
anything.
too. He would not budge on that safety.
He's not a trading.
No, he's not a
person.
trader. We're going to the AFC.
One of the more surprising, I guess, conferences overall. Starting with the AFC North.
Cooney cannot beat bad people on Friday morning.
Seriously,
He can't do it.
he
can't do
I
it.
just get astonished.
If I ever
feel
have
like
to play him, I'm
missing
going to make sure
something.
that son of a bitch is on a Friday morning.
Absolutely, I don't understand.
I mean, you got Holberg, Lockwood, who's he's playing really well. Holberg's fucking garbage, though. God, I beat that kid 63-0, and it looked better than it was because it looked really bad.
And I've never gotten a chance to play against him, but I didn't think he was that good at all. Not that
he's not
Holberg is or
Yeah.
Keith is.
But then
But at the same time, I am
can't
still
lift
giving
up.
that division to Cooney. I still think he's going to come out ahead there.
because Will can't beat him.
Will can't beat anybody better than him.
No, he
anyone that
Lost to Wooers today.
lost to worse today. Yeah, and
Like we said earlier
he's
in
gonna
the broadcast.
lose at least one more time to him.
Anybody who's kind of better than Will beat Will because Will is not great and he doesn't have a good team.
No.
He's got dog shit for receivers. He's got
And I've
he's
said
got
this
one
before.
running back and then that's it.
And I've said this before. Anyone who loses to me, you don't have it. You're not gonna win a title. You're not gonna contend.
That's a
anything like
valid
that.
point.
You're not gonna.
I played Will in a scrimmage this year. It was a couple weeks ago now, And I would catch a touchdown pass and run all the way to the goal line and then run back to about the 30 and then just keep doing it over and over again. And I still beat him by about 60.
I always loved that one.
And
then I kept texting him. I was just like, oh, it felt good. It made me feel great about myself. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good time.
absolutely.
Keith, I don't think he's actually played a game of Madden in a while. You know?
The game.
But you
got
got to applaud the guy for being in a league where the whole league is about playing the game and then never actually playing the game. That's a pretty spectacular way of doing it.
You know, he's
Just
probably,
completely avoiding game playing at all costs, and then just
Keith is certainly a top 5 piss baby in this league.
Keith has a role and he plays it well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He understands his role as the thorn in everyone's ass.
As the mouth for Will's dick.
Yeah, that's true. I did enjoy when Woowers was beating up on him, and Woowers was kind of pulling some shady stuff, kicking onside a lot, and pretty much just letting Keith know that Woowers, he's here to kick your ass, and he's
Yeah, that was one of the things that I did want to.
And then the email that Broncos guy sends out, where calling out Keith for doing the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, God,
that was great. God, that was fucking hilarious. That was just a good time.
And I don't even. I told myself I didn't even want to go into this fucking topic because it was it was 2 days of just. I literally didn't even want to go on the email thread because I was so disgusted with what people were saying. And
over and over again.
Seriously, if you don't fucking like it, stop the person. And that you can say up and down that that's not a valid argument, but it is. Because if you didn't like getting your ass beat, then fucking put yourself on autopilot when you know you're playing against like Kenny or you're playing Woolers and you know that you're going to get your ass beat anyways. Put yourself on autopilot and just shut the fuck up.
Well, that's what I said though. Like, offense is much easier this year than it is to play defense. So if somebody's scoring, 40 points on you, you should be able to score 40 points on them, unless they play really good defense like Dusty. Like, I'd even put Marcus in that category. I mean, the Woolers plays good D. It's not about...
Oh, but they're doing onside kicks, so you never get the ball in offense.
Boo-hoo, fucking... Just click return
Fucking
middle.
cares.
Just choose return middle. You pick it up every time.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't even want to...
Goddamn, Google kickoff return.
AFC South, this is Dusty's division simply because the other three
Just
are
beat the
so
shit out of each other.
equivalent that they just continue to beat each other. Like, I think each one of them has a win against the other ones.
Yep.
They all have like 3-4 wins this year.
I played Dusty last
they're all
season.
so equal.
And Arian Foster cannot be tackled and will not be tackled. I had like 5 or 6 people just at him at a time, and he was just running.
Well, and this is these 3 guys are the absolute ones: Raffleson, Pebble, and Noah. These are the ones that have a reasonable gripe, because I don't know that they will squeak out a wild card victory because they keep beating each other and they have to play against one another every year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to allow someone like fucking Will to get a wild card spot.
Well, Will's going to get a wild card spot just because he's 6-1 right now, and I don't think the other teams in the AFC are going to. There's not 2 non-division winners who are going to pick up that slack. So Will makes the playoffs this year. He goes one and done, but he's going to make the playoffs.
And I absolutely fucking hate that he has a shot at the playoffs because he's not worthy of it at all. One of these other 3 should have him. Where else are we?
Where to go? Oh, AFC East.
AFC East.
First off, let me just
I
fucking say something. No, JPB, you're 8-0. That's awesome. I have never seen you win a playoff game not played against Cooney on a Friday morning.
I always loved that.
So, win a playoff game on a Saturday morning against anybody and get back to me. You fucking old son of a bitch.
Yeah, baby.
Went to a Rambus Bowl, Madden 10. Believe it.
RRL history, folks. He went to a Rambus Bowl.
Lost to Dusty.
Lost to Dusty. It seems to be a common theme amongst Rambus Bowl losers.
Did Dusty just win like Rambus Bowl 1 through 15 or what?
He beat Blue, Dusty, he beat Blue, Will, and JPB, all in season 1.
Get out of Dusty's way. Just get out of it.
The guy's always going to be in it.
Oh. Well, when you have fucking a halfback who can't be tackled by an entire team. I was literally like doing everything I could. Everything I could think of, and it didn't matter. So I just said, fuck it. I just started doing I just wanted him to score so I could get the ball back. Yeah. But Chuck apparently fucking can't beat anybody named JPB anymore. I don't know what the hell the deal is there.
And he beat him a bunch last year, but he can't.
I watched him play. I watched Chuck on the Chuck versus the Benny and the Finns. I think he uses the defensive end which stop that shit if you want to be good. Stop that right now. That is
Yeah,
awful.
that's like a Pugsley move.
Yeah, don't. I only saw him do it a couple times, but if you're using the defensive line, just go on autopilot because you're terrible and you're not going to go anywhere.
It's really funny you say that because last year I played Hoffman. I was in his division, and he would use her as D tackle.
Oh,
Every play,
not very good.
every play.
That's not good.
My favorite story of the year so far has been Benny Boo beating you again. Didn't he beat you handedly too? Again?
No, he beat me in overtime, dipshit.
Handedly. Never a
I
doubt.
always loved that one.
I'm spilling beer.
Scotty and the Jets have disappeared.
You know,
he's
and
my
I-
pick for next guy to leave.
I would not doubt that for a second. Scott, I got to play him this year as well. Shame on the rest of this league for not figuring it out because I figured out in 2 fucking plays what this guy does. And I injured Stephen Hill, and because I blew him up. All it is, he just throws streaks. All he does, he has an outside receiver where he puts Stephen Hill and he's got some other nobody that he does it with now. And he just, if Sanchez has enough time.
See, that's why I think Mason's black. Just totally off topic. Look at that.
What did you think that's actually him?
I thought that's Andre Dawson. I was
That's
like,
like
maybe
a picture of
Mason's
3
just...
black men from the 70s.
First off, let me pull it back up. I thought he was black. I was like, hey, maybe he just looks like Andre Dawson.
You.
He looks like Andre Dawson.
It's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
It's Walter Payton, Michael Jordan, and Andre Dawson, but I was convinced that Mace was just a classy black guy from the 80s with a Jerry curl.
Moving on back to Scotty.
It's terrible. Scotty sucks. Just quit,
Terrible.
Scotty. No one likes you. You're
All
fucking
you
an
gotta do is
asshole to
take a
make the
free
game with.
take a free safety and use your cover as outside receiver. And all he's doing is running a streak. Just stay with him.
Yeah,
You'll pick it
and
off every
don't,
time.
never mind, this guy's... I don't like you, Scotty. You're a dick.
AFC West, Brewers.
Woolers, super good team, really good, solid guy to play against. I did lose Rambus Bowl 1 against him, and then I beat him Rambus Bowl 2. We just played last week.
And
and,
he's falling off the earth.
No, he
You beat the shit out of him.
plays good.
No.
Yeah, he does. You're right. Woolers, who's
I'm not
season 1 Don.
Okay, so now you're confusing. You're gonna start
just saying, he's just saying
Brandon,
he's played.
and you think that I'm. No, he's not. I don't think he's the Wooers of old. I don't think he's got a shot again.
Tough.
Not gonna. It's gonna be a different team in the AFC this year. I think it's gonna be Dusty.
The Cinderella story of the year so far has been Lockwood, one of the Chiefs. He
He's got some wins.
He's got a very good Madden team.
He's only 4-4, but I think he's gonna be in the playoffs.
Yes.
He certainly could be.
Well, who's he got? They got AFC South, probably get one in.
Yeah, baby.
Because isn't Pepple 4-3?
I don't think anyone from the AFC South, other than that division winner, other than Dusty, is gonna get in because they keep beating each other. We already talked.
Well,
about
then who
this.
you got else? You got probably Chuck and Lockwood.
It's gonna be Lockwood and it's gonna be Will.
Oh, gross.
I don't like it any more than you do.
Yeah, then you got Horbagel.
Horbagle, whatever. He's fallen off the earth.
Fall off the
He's
earth.
ever since he beat Cooney, he hasn't beat anybody.
Nano Blitz.
Yeah.
He apparently is
He's
using
a
an
nano
blitz.
blitzer. We
So-
received word today from Commissioner Headquarters that Hoberg is using a nano blitz by sending his outside linebackers. And we're going to look deeply into this.
No, we looked at it. We can say we looked at it already.
We looked at it already.
We saw the
Benny,
video of the play that Benny is making claim to.
Benny, you got to block your halfback
You,
if he's got a guy far outside. You can't let him come free and then call it a nano. That's not a nano. That's just poor pass protection.
that's all it is.
That goes back to Will's wanting to ban the forward pass because it's gimmicky.
Yeah.
Ban blitzing, ban the forward pass. We need to run only the triple option out of the double T.
No, and I
double
said
wing.
it on the thread. Let's just fucking sim everything. That way, nobody has to piss and moan about who's cheating and whatever else. Just sim everything.
Babies. Just a bunch of babies.
It's the only fair and non-biased way we can do it.
Just a bunch of babies.
There's no claims of crying or no one's cheating anymore. Just sim it.
Just sim it, the whole thing?
Sim it all.
My team's pretty good.
We'll get more seasons in.
I like the idea of more seasons, as long as we're on topic. We're on sim one, play one. Gotta do it.
Absolutely.
Gotta do it.
I am absolutely on board with that.
Because the fact that
There's
Ryan
no question
Orakpo
about
is
it.
currently on a $200 million contract is ridiculous.
You know, and
because
I
in season 5, if we had to actually play like a season 5, he's making like $85 million, and Moores couldn't afford any other player besides Brian Orakpo.
I thought that was ridiculous when he signed it because I read it as 7 years, 139. I'm like, holy shit! And then somebody came out and no, it's 199.
Yeah.
And then what the fuck?
Yeah,
So
it's a hefty
ridiculous.
deal. It's a hefty deal.
It's bullshit. I don't.
You want to talk about some playoff predictions?
No, but here's the other thing that while we're
Fuck
on
this
the
goddamn plan, then.
shut the fuck up. Because the other thing is you have RG3 on your team who's got like one of the cheapest contracts in history when he's a far and away the best player in the game right now. You should be. You
He's
should have
the
to
best
pay him
quarterback.
fucking no less than $10 million a year.
Well,
He should be eating up your fucking salary.
He's not.
cap.
He's very cheap. I think he's under $3 million.
Yeah, he's making like $2.5 million this year. That's absurd.
Yep, that was. I would say that was my best deal that I've made because I got it for Josh Freeman and a late first round pick.
fucking
And
hate
Steelers
Forsberg.
scored again against the Ravens. What the fuck is that,
I
huh?
fucking hate Forsberg.
All right, well I think we have our time for playoff predictions.
Playoff
As soon as you're
predictions.
done drinking your fucking
Yeah,
shot of beer.
I'm still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't feel free to speculate on these things. I literally just
So,
I just went 4
so-
seconds. So
See the AFC playoff picture. JPB over Raffleson in the wild card round,
And-
followed
and
by
that-
Cooney over Will because God knows Will can't beat Cooney.
Will
'Cause he
can't
can't.
No.
anybody that's a
I love that he
playoff team.
says stop the run and you stop Cooney and then he proceeds to never ever stop the run. It's
Seriously.
perfect. It's just poetic. Because
You
he
know,
knows how to
you
do
know what
it.
it
He's
is?
already said he knows how to do it. But the fact that he just can't do it is great.
Yeah, when I want a blueprint on like sucking somebody's dick, Will, or just being flat out awful at most things, or how to post a stupid Will's Wagers thing, that
What a lady.
I'll let you know when I want your fucking advice on anything. I just don't.
Yeah, so again, then the divisional round, Wooers over Cooney.
That's
just
just
because history.
Well,
Wooers
and
team's
there's
so
that,
fast.
and I can't trust Cooney beating people right now. I don't know what. It's
Don't
no
blame you.
offense, but
No, I don't blame you.
And then in the other divisional round, Dusty over JPB because that old piece of shit is a
There is
fraud.
no
You're a
way
fraud.
that-
Your team is awful. Stevie Johnson is his number one wide receiver. Are the NFC?
no.
or
First of
AFC
all, I think
oh my
C.J.
God.
Spiller is his number one wide receiver.
Oh, Stevie Johnson blames God for having him drop that pass like 2 years ago.
Well,
And then
Why wouldn't
the
you?
AFC Championship, Dusty over Wooers. Think Dusty finally gets over the hump.
I just have a
Finally
hard time
beats
believing
Wooers
that Dusty doesn't win a Rambus Bowl in a game. Like,
in this
He
game.
didn't win Madden 12.
didn't he really?
No, he
Carl
did.
won 3 and I won 1.
Yeah, and then I played Dusty in the NFC Championship game, Madden 12 Season 4, and he just fucking destroyed me. Just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I don't know. I just remember the Dusty when I entered the league in Madden 11, where he was just like so far above most people, and
He
No.
went to 2 Rambus Bowls last year. Didn't win them, though.
No.
Lost to Carl twice.
RL history.
Kenny, are
I
you
think we
living
can
in
have it.
Coon Rapids right now?
I am not. I'm in Anoka.
You're the first non-Coon Rapids champion
And I
since
won it.
Williams.
I won it in
Madden
LRB,
11.
North Carolina.
What's that?
I won the game in LRB, North Carolina.
That's crazy.
That's where I won it.
all right, NFC.
NFC.
Yeah,
I'm not reading this because you put yourself over Marcus, and that's
Yeah.
that's not going to happen. So Marcus over Jake.
No.
I've played Marcus. Marcus is really good.
I played Marcus too, and I had a 17-point lead. Like
Who won the game?
Okay.
Marcus did because
Well,
I
no,
fucking
no,
threw interceptions
I asked you
and
yes
shit,
or no.
and I fucked
Did-
it up.
Did you beat Marcus? Yes or no?
You've gotta be
No.
kidding me.
Thank you.
Doesn't
Williams
mean
over
that I
Mace.
can't
Williams
predict
has got a
myself.
really good
I told
team.
my,
Oh my
I
God.
said I was going to win a fucking playoff
So
game
we're
this
just going to call this the time. Let's call it segment. Jake thinks he's going to win the Rambus Bowl.
year. Fuck up.
So then we have Jake over Williams and Mace combined for a super team, and then divisional round. Hey, you did say I would beat you.
Yeah, I did. 'Cause I'm not
Jake
I'm
plus
not an
super
idiot.
team over me. Jake also beats Williams and Carl in the other divisional game. How I don't know. Rambus Bowl. Jake beats Jake in Rambus Bowl 17. You delusional fuck. No, you're not going to beat Marcus. You haven't beat Marcus. Marcus has got a really good defense. He's got a really fast team. I don't know why he traded Des Bryant and Morris Claiborne for Victor Cruz. Not really a great deal in my opinion, but what do I know?
I didn't like that one either.
Not
No, that's too much for a player who's not as good as Des Bryant. I would rather have Des Bryant.
I'd
Victor
trade
Cruz is a
for
little
Des
faster, but
he's not either.
I'd rather have Des.
and then you're predicting Dusty beats me in the Rams Bowl.
I am,
I
which is-
absolutely can see that happening because Dusty when I played him, he ran for almost 500 yards.
See, and that's what usually happens when teams beat you. They have a good running back who runs all over you.
All over me. I did beat Dusty that game though.
I'm not saying that.
No, but I'm just pointing out
This
that
is just-
Dusty, if I play Dusty again, Dusty will kick the crap out of me.
I don't know.
I think so.
I absolutely could see you going the full.
Nope.
It's
I
funny.
think it's gonna be a New England year.
I think
18-1.
it's funny how you always say everybody else is going to kick your ass. Oh, I bet on Wurs. If I were you, I'd bet on
Yeah.
Wurs.
And then you go and win by 30.
And then he goes and wins by 30. I know I'm not winning it this year.
Hey, if after you lose 2 Rams Bowls, the confidence isn't great.
And then you say you play the odds. What?
I play the odds. The odds
You know
are
what the odds are?
19-0. That's just the odds.
Okay.
I wish I could pull up on my phone because you nominated Kenny for a preposterous statement. What was it? What did he say?
Oh, Wurs played really good defenses. It was a real big challenge. And I'm like, he put up 73 points on it.
Yeah.
What do you call a good defense?
It was a good defense.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
He allowed 70 points.
So what?
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up.
Now it's time for our very, very, very special edition. This is the first time that we're going to do this on D&D. We'd like to welcome our special guest,
Special guest. You've heard
The commissioner!
a little bit. The commissioner.
Brendan
The commissioner.
Cooney. Come on down. Woo! Scoot over, you son of a bitch.
Come on.
Yeah, there he is. Look at
He's
him.
here. He's here.
There he is,
It's
folks.
great to be here. I'm actually a legit fan of the show. I'm not like everyone else who comes on and says, "Oh, your show's terrible. Like, what do you guys do?" I actually do watch and enjoy it. So
We put a lot of
appreciate
effort
it.
into the show.
So
So
really?
much effort.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
We're going to bring Cooney in here for a little 5-4-3,
I like it.
which is, of course, 5 is more than 4, but it sounds like 3, wherever it is.
Five
No,
stars.
have another beer. Jake,
5 questions.
Bugsy beer.
It's actually 3 questions. 5 sounds like more than 4. Yeah, do you want to just jump into it, or we...
Let's do it.
Absolutely,
All right.
we'll jump into it and we'll do a little talking after.
Alright, well, I have the first question here. With the turnover rate skyrocketing in the Rick Rambis League, not so much skyrocketing as of late, but who do you see being the next person to leave the league and why? Sub-question,
Sub-question.
are there referrals to take their place waiting in the wings in the form of, say, an Ethan Smith or a Blair Demko type? Or are we subjecting this great league to another pitiful excuse for a person who never contributes, such as Danzig or Lockwood too?
Good question. Nobody in the wings right now. We got nobody on the waiting list. I haven't heard from anybody. Ethan, he's
Still internet
went off
issues?
the deep end. No idea. Haven't heard from him in a long time. So nobody waiting. As far as the next person out, you touched on Scotty earlier. I think
my pick.
he's going to hang on just so he can reserve his spot in M14. That's my theory. But if somebody had to leave, I could easily see it being him. He almost quit when he lost to Rakpo.
Oh, really?
Because he was on autopilot week 17, and then we went to the off season. He didn't make the playoffs. Blah blah blah. He missed his re-sign window. So instead of re-signing him, he goes to market, and Wars gives him the huge deal. He lost
$200 million
He told me
contract.
he was gonna quit, and I said, "Well, let me know tomorrow morning." And then he never did. So so yeah, that's a solid bet, but I think he's gonna stick around.
Pugsley?
I have a question. Do you believe the use and utilization of XP makes the league fair to all of its players? Why or why not?
Yeah, I think it's fair because you get what you put in. If you want to be a hardcore rube and score 70 points a game like Kenny, I mean, anyone can do that. It's just, you have to be good, obviously. If you want to play the game once a month like Keith and not get any XP, then that's your choice. I mean, you get out of it whatever you put in. So I don't have a problem with it.
So you consider that fair despite this has always been one of those leagues where there are guys who don't have that kind of time to put in, where you have someone like Kenny who does have that kind of time, and Woolworths who has that kind of time to put into the game. Is it fair in that sense, whereas in previous seasons we haven't had to judge based on how much time we had to put into the game?
Previous seasons, though, you'd get guys like, I remember last year, Danny Woodhead for Carl. That was his go-to back. He had a 2,000-yard season, and he was like age 25. And he went down from like an 83 to an 80 speed drop for no reason.
Yeah.
And he had a huge season. That makes no sense. So now you have a huge season with someone like that. You actually get rewarded. You get to bump up their stats a little bit. So I think it makes sense. I don't have a problem with it. But, the people who don't have the time, they're going to complain. But,
Yeah.
What do you say to those people who believe they don't have the time, i.e. Keith, Bentley, maybe Will sometimes?
What do you say to them? Like,
What is your general opinion?
I gave that solution. I gave them a league where they could have a division amongst themselves.
Exactly.
And they didn't like that either. They didn't want to play with themselves. They want to play the big boys, but they don't want the big boys to get, the advantage of all the additional XP. So you can't have it both
I always
ways.
love that one.
You can have the game of yesteryear where it's just everybody stays the same, or you can have it now where you get rewarded for being good, and you're going to get the big disparity from the top and the bottom. That's kind of where we're at. So.
Yeah.
My question is, do you ever tire piss babies crying about every single thing
Speaking
that ever
of.
happens in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. I just got another one today from Benny, and he thought he was getting nanoed, and so I looked at it. No, absolutely not. He was not getting nanoed, but it goes with the territory. I'm used to it. I mean, I've been doing it for 4 or 5 seasons now, so nothing surprised me at this point. Let me say that.
Then I have an additional question. Do you think that parity can ever exist in this league? Whether that be accomplished through brackets, through changing how much XP we get instead of weekly, maybe making it seasonally. Do you think that there's a way that we could change it to where there is parity, or will people who have the time, like me, Wars, Dusty clearly has the time to play, will always rise to the top and kind of be the upper echelon guy?
I think the good players are always going to be the good players. I mean, the elite are always going to be the elite. I think from like 1 through 5-ish are always going to be the best. There's room for 6 to 32 to kind of even out a little bit. If I was doing XP, if I was programming the game, I'd have a cap on every game. So RG3 throws for 11 touchdowns against a computer. Well, you get capped out after like your 5th touchdown, something like that. So it's a little more balanced, so it's not so outrageous. But I think the elite are still always going to be the elite.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, you just take a look at Dusty. I mean, the guy who when I got into the league, the guy was the best there is, and he's still one of the best, if not the best. He hasn't won a title in a long time, but he's still up there, and he's still
in Rambus Bowl, still a factor.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, I've been playing Dusty since NCAA 05, and he's always been good. I mean, just some people are good at video games, and some people like Bentley are just not.
Just not.
That's not.
But here's my thing.
It's not
I
even
extended my arm to Bentley. Said, "Hey, if you want, maybe we'll show you a couple things." And he said, "Well, I can't go right." I'm like, "What do you mean he can't go right?" He broke his controller and he can't go right, and he's still using it. But he's complaining about not being able to win. You can't go right.
Well, he's going to complain about something no matter
Oh
what.
my God!
Everything, everything, forever.
Extended my arm to that guy, and it
That's what he
was
does.
just no good. It didn't matter to him.
Perennial, absolute piss baby whine. Literally anything that could go wrong, he'll find a way to whine about it.
Absolutely. Can't argue that. What else we got?
Cody, how do you
Well,
see
here's the
season 3
thing that
ending?
I wanted to bring up, because I had mentioned this on the thread before, but like this is really just potential, and I don't know everybody in the league. But if we were to pick our own divisions, this is just potentially what it could shake out to look like. Would that create more competition amongst ourselves? Would that make the league more fun? If we were playing in a division with 3 other people that we love playing against, I mean.
Is this based on skill or just on who you like to play? What is it based on?
It's a combination of both, because I would love to have Kenny in my division. However, I would also love to see Kenny in the division with Dusty, Wooers, and you.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at earlier, but I don't think the majority would want to do something like that. I think everyone likes the random. I think that's more popular, but it might lead to a little more parity, you could say.
It was
But,
just,
like, the
it was
thing
really
is
just
like-
a side idea, I guess.
So let's say this is what it is, and Dusty has the first pick, and Dusty picks the Patriots, and then
So
Wooers
then
picks
everyone in
the
that
Jets.
division has to be in.
Yeah, I get that, but then you're gonna have Dusty now with the Patriots against somebody of equal skill with not as good of a team. Would that affect them at all? Really?
Yeah, like somebody's going to get the Bills or
Somebody the Dolphins, yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, we've said already that the great players are the great ones in the league.
Yeah, but then
I mean, you look at the Patriots now. You had Tom Brady retire at the end of the first.
But you're going to have the good players.
I don't know.
You're rewarding
I don't
these
think
guys
that's
who aren't
necessarily
doing
the case.
anything.
Look at what my team has. I feel like I have very, very good players. I have Patrick Willis, who is, let's be honest, non-factor on my team. Considering how awful I am at the game, I had one of the better teams that you could have had going into Madden 13.
And look at the 2 teams who have won the Rambus Bowls: my Bucks and Wooers Raiders.
Bucks and the Raiders were in the bottom 5, I bet.
Yeah.
Team
overall.
selection or the team talent level is completely overrated.
You won with the Chiefs.
I've won with the Chiefs. I'm the Browns
Look
this
at
year.
you're the
I went
Browns.
13-3 2 years ago now. This year I'm struggling, but you pick a team that's good for you, and then you can make trades, you can draft people, so you can tailor your team.
How you like it, yeah.
I think the team is overrated.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why I guess that argument kind of doesn't make sense. Like, let's say Dusty does have the Patriots. I don't think that means that you
would
have
never
any.
take
You
them,
were
because-
no, but well, he
They're
picked
never
the
right.
Texans this year. I
Yeah,
don't
no
know.
shit.
You'd never take them. But
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't think at the beginning of when you're selecting these teams, you're still going to have Kenny, who the day after he picks his team is already
Exactly.
I like
people
trading.
for
I like
trades.
trading more than I like playing the games. I like trading and drafting. I like the team
Yeah, and
building way more than any other aspect
too.
of the league.
Absolutely, I think that's absolutely awesome.
If I have to sit there and try and talk to somebody for 30 minutes to try and get their 2014 second round pick plus a 35-year-old 80 overall guard, I'll fucking do it because that's the kind of stuff that I like.
Yeah, and it's not saying that you can't have a team that you want. You make your team what it is. You don't piss and moan about, I don't have the best team like Noah, but you're the Jaguars. Make the Jaguars better then.
Have you seen his team though too? He's got a good team. He's got Demaryius Thomas. He's got Blackman. He's got Garcon.
Mojo.
He's got Mojo. He's got Josh Freeman with a big arm. Not Grace quarterback, but he's got a big arm. Christ, you're fucking doing with Brandon Whedon and Sam Bradford and Dakota Hutchinson.
See-
Who this son of a bitch will not trade me.
No, absolutely not.
God.
Why would I help you of all people? Why would
I
help
offered
you?
like 2 weeks ago. I offered him a second round pick. He's like, no. And then you come at me, you're like, I'll do it for a 2. And I was like, whoa.
Well, that's because that was the deal before the deal. If I got your 2, I had another deal lined up where I was going to get another. That's the only reason. I wasn't doing it for your 2. The deal before the deal, Kenny.
It wasn't my 2. It was Pugsley's 2 that I got for
remember that.
Darren Sproles.
All right there, Pugsley. Are we ready to reveal here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, is it time?
I have the results right here.
The results are in.
The Final Four is set here in the Rick Ramos League Preposterous Statement Tournament. We'll jump right in here. We had I did the entire erogenous 8 here, which I thought was hilarious. Anyway, so we're down to 4.
Pins and needles. I haven't heard the results yet.
No one here has heard the results except for I looked this up literally just before we started recording here. In our I didn't press the fucking button region, we have Pugsley's 1 seed where he said we are rebuilding his Saints team. Fucking you dumbass. Going up against JPB in his 6th seed. How bad are you going to beat me, Chuck? 20 or 30 points? You're going to throw for 400 yards and rush for another 200? You're going to sack my QB 6-7 times and have at least 2 pick sixes? You're going to make CJ Spiller fumble twice and hold him to 5 yards rushing for the game? Chuck ended up crushing JPB in this game at 17, causing 7 turnovers and rushing for 200 plus yards. The winner of this matchup was Pugsley in your 1 seed.
Yeah, Pugsley!
Thank you.
You're awful.
Thank
You're
you.
going to the
So
Final Four,
bad.
Pugsley.
Yeah.
It's the only Final
Final
Four you'll
Four.
ever see.
Whoa.
All right, moving into the hashtag ABC region. ABC, of course, means anyone but Cooney. Do not trade with Brendan Cooney because you'll end up with someone like fucking Julio Jones.
Oh.
In this region, we had the 9 seed with Holberg. Roy Halou is a fucking beast. Going up against Raffleson in his 15 seed. A lot of teams don't
Cinderella
mind using
story,
slow
15
players.
9 versus 15.
Cinderella Raffleson in his 15 seed moves on.
Oh, Raffleson!
That's your winner right
Yes,
there.
He
that's
is moving
a-
on.
That's
A
your winner,
15 seed.
guaranteed.
I cannot believe he took out Roy Halou as a fucking beast. That
Oh,
one
that
was
was a-
mowing its way through the
That
competition.
was a strong one.
That one
Team
took out
Raffleson
what I
just
thought
powered
was
his
gonna
big
be-
ass through those doors.
A
And
lot
I-
of teams don't mind using slow players.
Yeah, they
Think
don't.
about how preposterous
It is
that really
Raffleson,
So
can I have all your
preposterous.
72
There's
speed players?
Nobody likes using slow players.
Nobody
Everybody
wants Pat
built-
Anger. or
Nobody.
73 overall middle line. No. Nobody
Nobody
wants
wants him.
No. If you don't have 80 speed, don't even bother putting him on the
Exactly.
fucking
No.
thread. Because nobody wants him.
And I would say 80 speed for a linebacker is the bare minimum that I will go
Absolutely.
with.
That's
Even then,
That's
every
a starting
single-
point that
yeah.
you can build for that.
any tight end in the game is going to run away from him at that point.
Yep, absolutely. In our piss baby region, we have Hetland in his 1 seed. Hetland, fuck this rat status. 0 impressive wins. Come on, homie. There's nobody in this league I can't beat. Every year I take down quality opponents, including those that are undefeated or leading their division conference. Subsequently, throw in a monkey wrench into your fucking life. When he explained his rat status was because of his sim wins, and then Hetland decided to sim his very next game. This is going up against a quality opponent. This is one of the only 1-2 seeds that we had in our Elite 8. Holberg, I have the best team on paper, and he adamantly, to this day, claims this. Moving on to the Final Four, is Hetland.
Oh,
He's number
Hetland.
1 seed.
Bear Buns takes
Congrats.
it. That's
Yeah, baby.
you got to have stones to call out for getting simmed and then sim the next one.
Yeah,
That's dedication.
absolutely.
That's dedication. You got to want it.
You really have to. So he deserves to be where he's at.
Much like Keith Hetland has a role and he
Yep.
plays it well.
Although the extras that Hetland's been sent out lately, just
Hetland's-
phenomenal.
He's fantastic.
Oh god. I like the subs, so the little story on the side talking about Keith having
Yep.
AIDS.
Yep.
Oh man, that shit was funny.
Fantastic. I love Hetland and what he does for the league, and he deserves to go this far. It's great. In our shit, I missed it, Legion. God, that video was fantastic. We had Bentley in a 1 seed saying, I beat you. This is Wooers he was talking to. Therefore, I'm good enough to be in the Rambus Bowl. Joe Bentley saying that he's good enough to be in a Rambus Bowl, going up against Wooers, who said, well, if you had integrity like me. This is implying that Wooers has integrity. He was, of course, called out
Both
multiple times.
excellent statements.
Yes.
He was called out multiple times in season 1 here for his nano shit and saying it was all fraudulent, that his win in the Rambus Bowl was all fake and shit like that, whatever. Moving on to the Final Four is Wooers himself.
Oh wow!
Taking down Bentley, which I thought was a very, very good
I saw
statement.
Bentley winning this whole thing. I'm
He
surprised that
easily
Wooers.
could have.
I think
Easily
with
could have.
the Keith Gate happening so recently, what really helped Wooers' team.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's very true.
With talks of
Absolutely.
Wooers
Very
onside kicking it every single time.
A topical victory, and,
Yep.
and it's happened more than one time and throughout this tournament. And
I think we both know
Wooers
that
goes on again.
the winner of this contest is really gonna, in my opinion, come down between best team on paper from Hoburg and
that one's
uh,
out. That
one's
one just
out.
lost.
That one's out.
That one
Wow, I
just
didn't
lost.
pay attention more. I did not listen to anything
Hoburg
you
lost
just said.
That one lost to Hetland.
Oh,
Or ten.
did it?
Yeah.
God, I don't listen to anything that's being said. I literally don't listen to what you say.
You just wait to talk.
I just wait to talk.
No, so let me recap here. So we have Hetland's number 1 seed, where he was bitching
Rat
about
status.
his rat status. We have Wooers saying that he has integrity.
Mm.
We have Raffleson talking about teams don't mind using slow players. And we have Pugsley in his rebuilding Saints team.
In that case, it's between Pugsley and Raffleson. It's really a no-brainer.
It's Raffleson.
Raffleson with this, people don't mind using slow players.
That's-
Can you find one player in this league of 32 people who don't mind using slow
It's-
players?
it's
Who like
true.
That's
want?
the
preposterous.
first thing every single user.
Well, how much
looks
is
like
speed?
Is speed.
Yeah,
What's
how
your
fast
speed?
is it?
What's your speed?
That's what everyone's going to
Everybody.
ask you.
Especially in this game, because speed is so expensive XP-wise to bump
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
We're like,
It's always
ball
last.
carrier vision. Joe Bentley, stop fucking doing that. Good Christ. Is worthless. Worthless. But like, like your carry, your agility, whatever else you want to fucking do. I just pump up speed. So. Alright, well, the convention.
So,
is,
talking about the convention, I won't be there.
yeah, you just,
What
Sorry.
a pussy.
you just stay out of this conversation.
Why aren't you going to be there?
Yeah, Jake, what are you
What
doing?
Well, apparently because
You're gonna go watch the
it
Avalanche
doesn't matter what
in
I
the
fucking
wild.
say because everyone else is like, especially Will's, is gonna go with, oh, his wife's got his fucking balls in a vice and whatever, whatever else, and that's not it.
I'm not
It
gonna lie,
was my
Jake.
fucking idea. I just didn't look at the dates
You
properly.
gotta be kidding me.
Yeah,
Whatever.
let's
And no
face
one's
it,
gonna
Jake.
believe me, and
Let's
I don't
face it.
give a
Yao kicked your coverage, and now you're just trying to hang on. We get it. I get it. Okay?
And that's absolutely true. My wife is way better looking than me.
Yep. Yep.
I
Yeah.
love that one.
So the convention. What's the date? Is it 2 weeks from today?
March
No,
15th.
March
It's
15th.
Friday.
Yeah, 2 Fridays from now.
2 Fridays from now. That's
Just
awesome.
under 2 weeks, yeah.
I think last season when I was there, we had like 20, 25 guys. Something it seemed like it was a good time.
Dan
Will-
Diaz was there.
Danny
Danny
Long.
Diaz with the
Danny
shades.
Longbomb Diaz.
Yep.
I remember Danny
Wasn't he
Longbomb
wearing
Diaz.
sunglasses?
He's wearing
He
sunglasses
was.
inside.
Yes, he was.
I called that motherfucker Ron so many times. What is Dan?
It's
Whatever, Ron.
It's Dan Diaz.
Dan Diaz. Oh, man.
Hey. I called him Ronnie Dio. Holy Tiger.
Okay, it was classic.
He was.
Yep, that was good. And then you had Will with his homemade Megatron t-shirt, like the fat slob that he is.
Such a piece of shit.
All right,
So then we'll
well,
have Keith in his cutoffs,
yes.
beating everybody at bags, or so he says.
All right, well, this has been Dance with the Doll. I'm Kenny.
That's
Jake,
all episode
that's
3.
the commish. That's
See you
Moses'
guys next
hand.
time.
We'll see you next time.